New Thought Media Network. We are a global broadcast network of positive music, media, and entertainment, inspiring humanity's evolution along the journey of enlightenment and creating a world of love, peace, empowerment, and prosperity for all. New Thought Media Network. Positively inspiring. Join our prayer broadcast every day at 8:15 a.m. and 8:15 p.m. Mountain Time. Send us your prayer requests or schedule a private prayer session at ntmedia.org/prayer. And now, it's time to pray together.
Hello, folks. Welcome to morning prayer for Monday, January 26th, 2025. My name is Muro. I'm a prayer practitioner here on the New Thought Media Network, and I am honored and delighted to welcome you to this, what I think of as the Power Quarter Hour. It is our way of instilling into the day a wonderful feeling of alignment, a wonderful feeling of that deep knowing that goes beyond the intellect, and it reach deep down into us because we get to align with our truth. So anything that you would like prayer for, recognizing that we're praying affirmatively here. We're not begging and beseeching. What we are doing is aligning with our truth. If you would like prayer, you can always send a prayer request here at www.ntmedia.org/prayer. We have practitioners and ministers literally from around the world who would be delighted to hold your intention. So don't let anything hold you back. Allow yourself to celebrate, to manifest. Allow yourself to be powerful. So today, this is what I wanted to share with you. This comes from Everyday Wisdom, a spiritual book of days by Paul Ferrini. Paul wrote, "Every lesson that comes into your life asks you to open your heart and mind in a new way. Old defense mechanisms that are no longer needed for your survival must be surrendered. Inch by inch, the territory claimed by fear must open to love's embrace." This is, for me, very, very powerful. I came from an earlier life that was extremely damaging, extremely difficult, extremely painful. And I built all these different defense mechanisms. And they isolated me. They kept me from making strong and solid connections with people. They convinced me that I was damaged goods. And so I hid myself in many, many ways. But now I recognize none of that serves me. So think about ways in which you are holding on to old defense mechanisms, things that might have been important in your life at one time, but now no longer serve you. So let's take this into prayer. Let's open our hearts, open our minds, open our spirits so that we can allow love to flow within us. I recognize first, as I take in this breath, that I am breathing in the breath of God itself. That each of us breathes in that same breath. Each of us has within us the same love, the same power, the same capability, because each of us is the beloved of the beloved. Each of us is a creation of the one. Each of us stems from this same source. And each of us is maintained by this same supply. God, Gaia, Allah, the universe, the thing itself, whatever term we use. Because we're not speaking of a physical entity like a human. We're speaking of a force, a power, something that is greater than we could ever imagine. That is where we had our beginning. That is where we exist for all eternity. That is where we find the most incredible strength, the most incredible power. And so as I look at my life, I look at ways in which I have been offered opportunities to use that strength, to use that power. And I recognize that I have had so many opportunities. And I recognize that I will have so many opportunities. And so I turn to that source, I turn to that supply, and I say, yes. It's like saying yes to life itself. It's saying yes to life with a capital L as we allow our spirit to envelop all that we are. So that when we think of ourself, we're thinking of that self with a capital S, that connection between our human and our divine. And I take that connection seriously. I take that connection gratefully, because I know that whatever comes my way, whether it is something that I have seen for the first time or something that I have seen again and again, I know that I have the ability to approach it with all of the gifts that are my birthright as the creation of the One, as the love flows in and through and as me. It can wash away fear because it provides courage. And courage allows me to move through the fear. It allows me to work my way into it, to understand it, to see what message there is in that fear, to recognize that some fears are completely unreal. There's things that I've made up in my own mind, whereas other fears aren't real. But they can be mitigated, they can be addressed. And in all cases, fear is an indicator. Fear is a message carrier. And so I use my divine wisdom to discern what that message is. I use my divine courage to be able to work through whatever that fear might be. I use my divine wisdom to consider ways in which I can approach things differently, recognizing that no matter what has happened in the past, that does not tell me how I must operate now, let alone how I must operate in the future. I recognize that I have this choice. I have this power that exists within me. And so I accept, I explore, I dig deep to understand what lies below the surface. And I look for a lesson. I look for information. And I assimilate all of that so that as I move forward, I am moving forward not based on what the precedent was, what had happened, but rather I'm moving forward based on principle, on faith, on my knowledge of of my truth. Truth is more powerful than anything, because truth comes through in love. There cannot be love and untruth. They go together. And the divine love, that pure love, is power that we can hardly even imagine. And yet it's the power that exists within me, within each and every one of us. And so I allow all of that to inform my thoughts, to inform my actions, to inform my reactions, allowing me to live a life that is far more open, far more able to express and experience things that I might never have imagined before. And I recognize that no matter how many years I live, there will always be something new. There'll always be something more. And I recognize also that no matter how many years I have here in this plane, as the beloved of the beloved, as the creation of the one, I am eternal. That love that flows within me is eternal. That power, that consciousness, it will exceed whatever it is here in this plane. And so knowing that that is my truth, knowing that I am this vessel for this incredible capability, that I am this expression of the one, that I am the place where the light and love of God shine in this world. I give thanks. And I release this word to the law, because I know that the law always says yes. And so, in comfort, in joy, in thanksgiving, in absolute certainty, I say Amen, Ashe, and so it is. Inch by inch, the territory claimed by fear must open to love's embrace. Isn't it glorious to know just how powerful you truly are? Because, as I say so many times, and I will always say, you are loved, and you are love. I'll see you soon. Namaste.
On behalf of everyone at New Thought Media Network, thank you for being a member of our virtual family. Your financial contributions help share the New Thought message with people from around the world. Please visit and contribute at www.ntmedia.org/donate. New Thought Media Network. Come be you. And please like, share, and subscribe. Until next time, peace and blessings. On behalf of the New Thought Media Network, thank you for being with us for this special prayer broadcast. We look forward to being with you again soon, 8:15 a.m. or 8:15 p.m. Mountain Time. Until then.